Welcome to Queer Conversations. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host G of Very TV, and I'm here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST, on this channel Facebook, Very TV. And my guest today is Niki Lopez, artist, activist, and curator. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful having you. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, want to invite everybody to share this live interview, comment, join us in a conversation. Any question you want answered, Nikki is happy to answer today just for this time, 6 to 6:30.
Yes.
And we're going to be focusing this conversation. Nikki does a whole lot, but we're focusing this conversation on her What's Your Elephant project,
Yes.
right? So why don't we start with telling people what's your elephant?
What's Your Elephant is it's many things. It's an arts project. It's healing arts, advocacy. It's using the arts to talk about uncomfortable situations. So there's a couple legs to it. There's the art exhibition, of which I do a large, next month will be my annual exhibition. It will be the 10th annual here at the gallery.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So when I do a What's Your Elephant art exhibition, the theme for the call to artists is elephant in the room topics.
Okay.
So it could be anything from a secret, something someone holds a shame for, abuse, gender inequality, racial issues, all of those
like things people don't discuss.
Things that
right,
people don't discuss. So the idea is to have dialogue. Some things need change, but if we can't even talk about it, we can't even get to the part of change.
Okay.
So having these dialogues and using the arts as a way to bridge these, start these conversations, because either there's a lot of things that are really tough topics to start talking about. However, with arts, if someone's, putting it in a song, in a poem, creating a piece of artwork, not only is it cathartic for many artists, like myself, to work out those things in the artwork, but it just makes it easier to kind of take in some of that information. There's also a What's Your Elephant workshop. And so that's typically open to the public. I've done them in small groups. This year, our community partner will be the Stonewall Gallery. And
shout out to the Stonewall Gallery.
Yes, absolutely. So so when I do the annual shows here at 1310 Gallery, my focus is art, performance, and community outreach.
Okay, so let's stop for a moment. So this is a lot of information. We want to make sure people are getting it. So the first thing is that you have an opening event, right?
Yes.
It's the opening night of an art show.
Yes.
Right? And that's when?
So the art show opens August 18th.
Okay.
And that will be at the 1310 Gallery.
Okay, and this is Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for people who are in the area or want to come to the area, and that's August 18th. And I did say first thing. It's not actually the first thing, but that's like the most probably major.
Yes.
Right?
So we have the one major show. I do other shows around it throughout the year. I do other workshops, and as well as artist talks. So the artist talks is where I invite the artists who have work in the show to come out and talk about their work. And it's not a one-sided conversation. People are, they're into it, they are able to contribute, or, interested in having people have feedback and creating dialogue around what's discussed. A lot of times when you go to certain galleries, and there's nothing, there's this, when you go to a gallery, you see a piece of art, it's there for you to interpret, what does it mean to you, how, which is fine. But my thing is, in talking about the elephants, I want to give a space for the artists to share with the public, what's the meaning for them behind the work, as well as for the public to see why is that in the What's Your Elephant art exhibition. So even though I do curate other shows that may have different themes, different...
This is all about What's Your Elephant.
This is all about What's Your Elephant.
So you mentioned you have a collaboration with the Stonewall Gallery.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. What's that about?
So each year when I do the art show here at the gallery, part of my commitment, I like to do community outreach, and I do different things with that. And usually I pick one nonprofit or a small artist group, not artist group, one local group that's doing things in the community to partner with, where I invite them to come out and their audience gets to share the art, and our audience gets to learn more about their organization. So this year, we're partnering with the Stonewall Gallery, and so they're actually installing a huge exhibition that they're going to like announce it a little bit later on, probably this month, and they're going to do a piece for that will be submitted into the What's Your Elephant exhibition. So the exhibition they're doing is in reference to the Holocaust, and LGBT treatment within the Holocaust is a huge exhibition. So they're going to do a piece there, but also with that community outreach and partnership is that on August 18th, when the audience comes to see all of the artwork, someone from the Stonewall Gallery will be here representing the gallery.
Great.
And so people get to see the important work that they're doing at the Stonewall Gallery, as well as they get to talk to the audience a couple minutes about what their organization does. So it gives, that cross-pollination. The other thing that happens is that I do a workshop called What's Your Elephant? For that community partner. So I'm going to be going to the Stonewall Gallery. And that date, I don't know if they have it up yet, but that'll be August 2nd. And so the workshop is open to the public, and people are given supplies. We talk about the power of sharing. We talk about different elephants. Sometimes I give a little bit of a window of some of my elephants that I work on throughout the project, and then people create an art piece around an elephant that's something they feel that is an elephant for them, or something that you just want to talk about. So that's one part of.
So what exactly are they doing there?
So they're creating a collage. It's recycling images. There's a lot of layers to it, so we're taking magazines and we're saying, okay, someone created this magazine for this, but how can you repurpose that image for something you want to say?
And tell like your story.
And tell your story. So,
and then you're going to take work from that to be in the show?
Yes, so part of the, they get a certain portion of time to create the artwork, and then the other part of the workshop is the dialogue. So I give space for people who are comfortable sharing about their project, and a lot of conversations come out of that. So in the end, I do invite the people there who attended the workshop. If they want to, they could take the work home, or if they loan it to me, I will be putting it inside the exhibition. So this is also another access to the arts, where someone who they've never shown work, they may not be an artist, and they're like, wow, I have a chance to be in an art show. So like last year, the community partner was Sunserve Youth, and the teens, they were like, wow, I'm in a gallery. So that was excitement for them, but it also gave, this is something important. So that will be the workshop part of it. And it's going to be open to the public.
I see that we just posted the link for Call to Artists. So separate from the workshop, for people who are established artists, they have an opportunity to submit to be in the art show, correct?
Yes.
So there is a link that's just been dropped here. It's here in this conversation, and we ask for people to share that link. If you know someone who you think would like to be in the art show, there's a process to be considered, and it has to be.
Yes, so we're looking at 2D art, 3D art. There will be preference for interactive pieces. So I also do an interactive What's Your Elephant piece, where people who are there coming for the art show can also share an elephant in a small, it's not a workshop, but just, it could be a sticky note or a little drawing or something. But if people have pieces that is, it gets the public to interact with it, because it's not just about going to see the visual art on the wall. It's definitely about creating dialogue, creating a safe space, and interacting with all of that's there. And that's the call to artists is until July 23rd.
So today's what, the 17th? You just have a few more days, and it was just extended, right?
Yes.
Just extended, giving more people the opportunity. So don't procrastinate. If you think you have something that fits the theme, and I know that some people ask, can I paint an elephant and put it in the show?
I was just going to say that. So yes, I do. Now, I do love elephants. I actually have a lot of Ganesh and different elephants. It's not that type of show. If someone says, oh, I have a pretty picture of an elephant, a pretty picture of a flower, this is not that type of exhibition. there has to be a story with that work.
Right.
So if you're going to present an elephant, why are you presenting the elephant?
Right.
What elephant in the room? Because it could be that, you know, like
Right.
someone, one of the artists, I don't know if they're going to submit. Omilani, first place she ever showed her
Hey,
artwork.
Omilani. Thank you, everyone
Yes.
who's joining us, joining the conversation. Please share the video with your friends. And Omilani here is saying that Watch Your Elephant is the first place she displayed her art.
And Omilani is a singer, a filmmaker.
Yes, Latinegra, like Niki Lopez,
Latinegra,
right?
yes.
And actually, Watch Your Elephant is the first place that Thou Art Woman, LGBTQ open mic that I produce and host, started July 2014 at Watch Your Elephant. And
Yes.
yes, so it's great. A great.
So yeah,
experience for
so
many people.
if it's an elephant, there has to be a story behind it.
the
It just
elephant,
can't
not
be
just
a
an
pretty
image of
picture.
an elephant.
Not just an
right.
image. Yes.
Right. Okay, so you have until the 23rd to submit, and then Niki makes a decision, and then we'll be seeing who you've selected to be in the show. And then the big opening night is August 18th. Hey, Tabitha.
Hey.
Thank you, everyone. Tabitha came and, should we say, hey, she's giving us some help here
Yeah.
in the setup of the videos, right?
Yes,
She's
absolutely.
a filmmaker. So what led you to do What's Your Elephant?
Many things. You know, I think we're always looking for, you know, what's the thing that connects with us, what we want to do. And, you know, I've been doing different types of arts and artwork, and sometimes you don't see that things are leading you in a direction. So I guess the short story of what led me to What's Your Elephant is addressing my elephant. So some of you know, because it's been a little bit out there, I have a unique past of growing up in a religious cult. I'm a survivor of multiple traumas, including molestation, sexual abuse. And so it's something that I've always carried with me, and maybe a couple people know here and there little pieces of it. But I was having a conversation with one of my art friends, and we were talking about these different things that are like, you know, that happen and we hold on to. And prior to this, I was going to do like these activist shirts, didn't happen, things like that. And, you know, just wanted to, it was a way for me to work through some of my things. So like, for example, the work that I do within What's Your Elephant, my personal artwork is talking about not just my story, but children that's been molested within churches and organizations. So some of the pieces is talking about directly about molestation. So molestation is a huge elephant because typically it's someone you know, so people don't like to discuss it.
Right.
But then when you throw in religion, it gets even more taboo that people don't want to talk about it because they're like, oh, there's this man of God, there's this leader, there's this community person, that people oftentimes cannot detach from the human that did a vile act.
Right.
So that was my way of starting to work through that. And so also just, you know, walking the talk. I can't ask people to reveal their
you're not
elephants,
revealing yours.
and I don't reveal mine. And so that's my work. And then the thing is, when people see that work, you know, not only are they impacted, and of course they're like, wow, you know, some people tell me I've gone through something similar. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to my aunt, etc. But they also say, they start sharing their elephants. I mean, I've had people who looked at one of my videos, and person I've known for years say, wow, you know, I was molested as a child by a babysitter. I never told anybody. I think I tried to bring it up one time, and coming to think about it, all of my relationships thus far has been impacted because of this.
Wow.
And how light they felt, you know. I've had in the workshop, there was this lady, 72 years old, came to the workshop. A friend just said, hey, check it out. And she shared that she was molested by both her mother and father.
That's crazy.
And at 72, that was her first time kind of putting it out there. And not just, I mean, that's just one of them.
And one aspect,
You know, so that was kind of the start of it, me working on as an artist and connecting to some of the things that I've gone through and using what I've gone through to help others.
I love that. I love that you take an experience that is very unpleasant to say. I mean, it's an understatement. But turning it into something that's very powerful, right? To share a healing space for people, and also it's inspiring and it's great art, great artwork. So for those of you who are not aware, Niki's story was recently featured by People Magazine and by Investigation Discovery. And I think I took another level of boldness to be able to share because it's extremely right? Yeah. Extremely public. So,
yes.
But it definitely, as Niki is saying, I know it impacts so many people to feel like they feel more courage to share, and then to join. It's like somewhat of a movement. Like you're sharing, and then people feel more like it's fine to share this. Like this is something that we can actually all talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and it's not always easy. For example, for my personal elephants, in terms of sharing what happened to me growing up in that place. And because, like I said, when it's religion involved, it's a whole nother beast. You know, I have people who are still connected to that religion. They're still under that spell where they don't want to let go of that, you know, because they can't disconnect their belief system from the person.
Right.
So there's a lot of, you know, there's been some smear campaigns and things like that going on. But at the end of the day, the most messages that are getting to me is people who are saying, you know, who I haven't talked to in 20 years, to say, wow, I remember that. When you said this brought me back to this point. This happened to me. Thank you for saying this. Thank you for, you know, like some people even share, I'm not in a point to share what happened to me as yet. So just hearing you say it still helps me because I'm still in silence about it.
And let me take a moment to thank everybody who has sent Niki the positive messages, posted my page, her page, What's Your Elephant page. It's very helpful to see like outpouring of support and people who are saying they're so inspired by your story and the fact that you're a survivor and in many ways are being discouraged to share, but then you're like, I don't really care. I'm going to go forward with that.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I mean, there's people who are like, I don't even know them. I don't know how they find me. They're like, I saw it on TV. I just want to say God bless you.
I didn't even know so much people still watched television. Yeah. We actually had a little funny experience because Niki doesn't have a place right here. David let us like, hey, sure, welcome. So we got to watch it. It was pretty well done, right?
Yeah.
So I know that you've been in great support, and one of your probably greatest supporters, Scott, is it Strawbridge?
Strawbridge, yeah.
Okay, Strawbridge. Hey Scott, thank you so much for the support. Created a fundraiser for you. So there is a fundraiser there for the What's Your Elephant project. I know that we have. Yeah, so the link is going to come up here, right?
Yeah, so Scott is someone, he's a friend, a neighbor, in some ways a mentor, and also a community partner. So I do like social media for their housing development.
Hold on, Messiah, we're seeing you. Oh my gosh, that's okay. Okay.
And so, you know, I was already working on What's Your Elephant, of which, you know, I'm very grateful. This is the second year in a row that I have a grant from the Broward Cultural Division to support the work.
Right.
And this year I had an additional grant, so this is the first time I'm actually getting some additional support from the Community Foundation of Broward.
Yes.
So they were looking for a couple of projects that, you know, could use some support.
Congratulations. That's great. Congratulations.
You know, because I have some people, close friends, my girlfriend,
bestie, my girlfriend.
That helps me along the way. But for the most part, this is, you know, I'm kind of a party of one. So I do a lot of this on my own all these years. So, you know, Scott wanted to do something to help me. And so he put together a fundraiser on Facebook to help with some of the expenses because, you know, I'm a curator, but I'm also an artist as well. So it's a lot to put on an exhibition that's a month long with multiple events.
And let's give a shout out to that. You do have some people who came on board to help you.
Yes.
So we have a little team that's working to shout out to everybody to make sure that it's always well done. But you just have now more time to work on your art.
Yeah,
right, as a curate, and we're doing like a lot of the programming producing.
And support to, you know, there's a lot of little ends, and you know, I don't always say, there's something I don't like to take the simple road, you know, so, but it's just like, you know, I like doing things a different way, so it's nice to have some help, and you know, as more eyes are getting on this project, I also want to give it, you know, I'm seeing how important it is. I know how important it is, and sometimes you're like, you kind of downplay it, but seeing how important it is to people, how important it is to different communities, it just makes me more invested in and feeling responsible of making sure it gets as much wings as possible.
Okay, so couple of things. So we have the opening on the 18th. August 2nd is the
What's Your
Stonewall.
workshop.
My brain is like
Yes.
Stonewall Gallery, and August 2nd. That's the workshop. It's open to the public. Everything's open to the public. There's no cost of anything, right? And then September 6th is going to be Ignite Night, right?
Yes, and film screening.
And all this you're going to get like so much more information on. And then we're going to do a soft closing at the end of September, right? Okay.
Yeah, so I think the best way, and I have an intern, Aaron, is over
big
here.
up Aaron, yes.
I don't know if we can see her, but she might pop in at some point. She's working with me in the summer.
There she is. Hey.
And so she's helping with social media and some things like that. She did post some links in there.
Thank you.
The best thing to do is, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook for What's Your Elephant. You could also look for me under Niki Lopez, but What's Your Elephant is the project where I'm going to be sharing all of the upcoming events. I'm going to be sharing the artists that are selected to be a part of this exhibition.
So you're saying the best thing is to follow you where?
On What's Your Elephant. So,
What's Your Elephant?
Yes.
Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Right. So Instagram and Facebook. What's Your Elephant?
Yeah. So those are like the primary places.
And here is a link. I know we're getting quite a few links, so there's a link in here. And thank you so much because we want people to have this information. The link to donate. Please support. This is a really powerful project and empowering project and needed in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, in the world, everybody can benefit from this. And then there's a link for call to artists. If you or your colleagues, friends think they have work that fits it, please submit. And then there's lots of spaces to follow Niki. And she's saying the primary place is What's Your Elephant for this whole summer. So it's like a What's Your Elephant season coming up, right?
It's a What's Your Elephant season. Absolutely.
It's a season.
Yes.
So yes. I don't know where we are in time. I want to see how much more time so we can get into more stuff before. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. Wow. Okay, does anybody here have questions for Niki? We have 5 minutes. Please ask anything at all you'd like to ask her about. We're focusing on What's Your Elephant, anything about her work. She's curating. She's going to be picking the artists. She's doing a workshop. We're going to have some other nights. We're thinking of we're going to have a film screening most likely with 1310 Bandits, right? So there's a lot coming up. But if anybody has any questions, you have just a few minutes to ask your questions here. Okay, so and then thank you. We're getting a lot of links here to we see you. It's like, what's that second? Okay, so this is the first time we've turned the camera this way, and then there's some challenges. We got this 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're just wrapping up in 5 minutes. So maybe I'll go. Do you have anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No. That's.
I think everybody. I think we got a lot out because we got. Yeah, hold on. We got. Oh my gosh.
Well, this is 1310 Gallery.
Right,
is a live work arts community. So everyone here is an artist.
Here we got
families, and so things happen.
Right. Yeah. So that's my adult son there. So yeah. Okay. We do have a question, and that's a great question. What are you looking forward to on August 18th? And what is the next 3 years? What do you expect for the next 3 years, or project for the next 3 years?
August 18th. What I'm looking forward to. It's always a very high energy, eclectic evening. There's going to be performance artists. There's going to be a DJ. There's going to be a lot. I'm looking forward to. I'm so tempted to see the artwork that's submitted, but I like to wait and let it all get in.
Okay.
There is one artist. Her name escaped me, but she was referred to me, and she has a series of life-size sculptures of people with their mouths, they're covered, they have all these secrets. And the last one, their hand is up. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that artwork in person. And all of the people, I like to say that I curate the art and the space. So I like to be, I'm particular about including, having a diverse group of people.
Right, yeah.
So that's something that's very signature to my exhibitions. There's going to be
It's an experience. It's a What's Your Elephant experience.
Yes, it's people from all walks of life there. It's going to be a great energy. 3 years from now, well, there's a lot of people who have taken, a lot of interest in the project or have been saying, like, please keep it going. This is impactful. Whether they come to the opening night and they just see the art and they experience the type of art shows I've been doing for a number of years, or if they come to the workshop. There's not anyone who's come in and sat for the workshop who has not been impacted in some way. I did a workshop a few months earlier with the Northwest Gardens community, and so it was a small group. There were some children, there was some adults there, and as they were trying to create from the magazines, there were so many white images in the magazines. The conversation became of, can we find
images of ourselves
in these magazines? So even outside of the elephants that they were creating with the artwork, just all the conversations, like some of the conversations you just get goosebumps listening to it. So developing that, pushing that, I want to be able to bring What's Your Elephant to other communities. So far, I've done a lot of What's Your Elephant workshop or smaller exhibitions throughout South Florida. I also brought the What's Your Elephant workshop to Montego Bay, part of Montego Bay Pride in Jamaica when we went. So that was nice. But, finding other organizations who see the importance of the work and bringing it to their communities in different areas, that's something, that I foresee for the next 3 years.
Okay, you have a question there? No? Okay. We have a quiet, we have a quiet student audience here. So I'll say thank you everyone for joining us. Follow What's Your Elephant on Instagram and Facebook. Give money to this. I mean, we're not even asking. I see it's not really. We're not asking for a lot. We're at 1,500, right?
Yeah.
So contribute 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 100, any amount. All of the events have like a different.
And there's a T-shirt.
Oh, there's a T-shirt. That's great. Buy the T-shirt. You nearly forgot the T-shirt.
Yes.
The T-shirt is just.
I have a What's Your Elephant T-shirt. It has the nice elephants. It has some typography, and it's something. It looks nice, but it also cool supports the project.
So those shirts are on sale. Those shirts are on sale on your website right now?
Yes.
Okay. And they're $25? $35?
Yes. They're $25 if you're at the show.
Okay.
And physically come out on the 18th, they will be $20.
Okay.
So, but you could buy them online, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to be at the event. How do I support it?
Okay.
And, just having something where it's a visual representation of the project. So, we came up with this shirt so people could buy it and show support, show solidarity for the project, but also help to facilitate other workshops through the funding that's received from the product.
Great. Well, thank you for joining me today on Queer Conversations.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, and congratulations with everything. And we look forward to your show, all of Fort Lauderdale, all of South Florida. It's really excited about all the different events you're bringing to our community.
Thank you.
Oh, closing questions? Do you get the closing questions?
If you want to, it's your show.
Okay, what inspires you?
Who?
You have like 3 seconds to answer each one.
Exploration.
Exploration. What makes you laugh?
Watching you dance. I'm sorry.
That's fine. My dancing is very different.
It's very different, and you're just so confident with it, and I just cannot believe that you got away saying you're Jamaican with that dance. I don't know. So
not sure what happened there. What's sexy to you? I mean, other than me. Go ahead.
Passion. Passionate people, passionate things. It's passion, man.
And we didn't actually talk about your identity, but real quick, how do you identify?
Queer. I don't like labels, but I think I love the word queer.
I love the word queer. So we'll close with this Queer Conversations closing question. What's so great about being queer?
It's just a broad spectrum to play under. So there's a lot of exploration under the queer umbrella. So I
Nice.
think, and it doesn't have so much of the, sometimes within the whole LGBT, some people are like, oh, I have to be this way, I have to be that way, all these little things that we tell ourselves. And I feel with queer, it's just like, I could be this today,
Anything.
and that
It's just
tomorrow.
very fluid.
It's very fluid, it's very expansive, very, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. Hey, thank you, everyone. See you next week,
Thank
every
you.
Tuesday, right here on Verity TV Facebook page, 6 p.m. EST.
And join me at 8:30 on Niki Lopez Creative, because I do the circle. Later on this evening, I'm talking to artist Philip Curtis.
Right. So every Tuesday, she's 8:30 p.m. on Niki Lopez Creative.
Yep, on Facebook.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bye.
See you at What's the Elephant?